Let me ask you a serious question before we start. How many opportunities have passed us by? Not because we weren't capable, but because we got comfortable. Not because we lacked the talent, not because the door wasn't open, but because comfort whispered something very simple. You can start tomorrow. And tomorrow turned into next week. And next week turned into next month. Before you know it, a whole year has passed. That's the danger of comfort. It doesn't show up looking like failure, it shows up looking like convenience. It feels harmless in the moment, but over time, it slowly costs you things that matter: your momentum, your discipline, your opportunities, and sometimes even the life you could have built. If you caught Wednesday's midweek motivation, we touched on this idea briefly, but today we're going to go deeper into it. Because if you're serious about building something, whether that's your education, your career, your craft, or your personal discipline, you have to understand the real price of comfort. Hello, welcome back to JC's Learning Edge for another Friday deep dive. I'm so glad that you all are here, and we're going to continue in this same vein of comfort is costing you more than you think. So give me the next about 7 to 8 minutes. I really believe that this session will not only be motivational, but it will spark true transformation within you. But before we fully break this down, I want to show you how this actually happens in real life. Imagine someone starts the year with a clear goal, and I've been guilty of this. They say, "This is the year I'm going to get serious about my education. This is the year I'm going to build something special. This is the year I'm finally going to get disciplined." Week 1, they're locked in. They're studying, they're planning, they're showing up. But then something small happens. They miss a day. And instead of correcting it the next day, they say, I'll get back on it next week. I'll wait till Monday. The next week comes and life gets busy. Then a month passes. Then 3 months pass. And one day they look up and realize something that's hard to admit, that nothing actually stopped them. No one blocked them. No major obstacle appeared. They just slowly got comfortable delaying progress. And that's what makes, comfort so dangerous. It rarely stops you all at once. It rarely stops you all at once. It just slows you down little by little until you stop moving. And that leads us to the first thing you need to understand about comfort. My first point is comfort disguises itself as rest. Say it with me. Comfort disguises itself as rest. Comfort, it usually doesn't show up looking like laziness, but it shows up looking like rest. You say things like, I'll take today off. I'll start fresh tomorrow. I'll get back to it next week. And now, hear me, it's balance to it. Because I've taught about how rest should be a part of the grind process. We all need rest. But there's a difference between intentional rest and just avoiding responsibility. Intentional rest says, I've done the work, I'm recovering so I can come back stronger. But comfort says, I'll skip today and I'll just figure it out later. So here's a practical rule. Here's a rule that will help protect your discipline. Never miss twice. Try to never miss twice. If you miss one day, that's life. We're human. We have off days. But the next day, you need to show up no matter what. And that's how you protect your momentum. All right. Now, my second point, comfort creates doubt. When you stop moving, something interesting starts to happen. Your confidence starts dropping, not because you lost ability, but because you lost momentum. Momentum builds belief. When you're consistently showing up, you feel confident. But when you stop for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even a month, you start thinking maybe my goal was too big, or maybe this just isn't for me. But nothing actually changed except your consistency. Confidence grows from evidence. And evidence comes from showing up repeatedly. And this is something I talk about in my book, Graduating Half the Time. While completing my degree through self paced learning, I realized something very powerful. You cannot rely on motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Instead, you need systems. Systems say you show up whether you feel like it or not. And that's how real progress happens. That's how you actually get things done. So if you want to go deeper into building systems and discipline, I encourage you to grab my book. Look me up on Amazon, Graduating Half the Time, The Secrets to Self-Paced Learning by Jaden F. Cole. I have it both in an ebook and paperback version. Also, I have the link in the description and in my bio. So I really encourage you to check it out if you're ready to finally hit the levels of success you've been trying to reach. Now, my third point, the future always collects the bill. I'm gonna let that sink in. The future always, and I mean always, collects the bill. Comfort rarely charges you immediately. It lets you relax today, but the future always collects the bill. Skipping the study session feels easy today, but struggling later because you're behind, that's the bill. Avoiding a difficult step today might feel safe, but looking back a year from now, realizing nothing changed, that's the bill. Every path has difficulty. Working on your goals is hard, but staying stuck is also hard. So the real question isn't, do I want, difficulty? The real question is, which path am I going to choose? Because one path builds my future, the other path slowly steals it. I'm going to say that again. One path builds my future, but the other path slowly steals my future. Now, before we close, I want you to think about one question. Where in your life have you gotten too comfortable? Whether it's your discipline, your goals, your effort, your consistency, and more importantly, what's one uncomfortable action you can take this week that moves your life forward? Not next month, not someday, but this week. Because transformation doesn't happen when life gets easier. It happens when you decide to get stronger and to finally make a decision to make whatever uncomfortable action that moves you closer to that goal you've been trying to reach. If this message helped you today, do three things for me. Number one, like the video. Number two, subscribe to the channel. And number three, and this is very important, share this with someone who needs this push. Share this with someone who needs this push. And again, if you want to build the kind of discipline and strategies that help you move faster in your education and your goals, make sure you grab my book, Graduating Half the Time, The Secrets of Self-Paced Learning. It's available now. Please check it out. But other than that, I'll see you Wednesday for another midweek motivation and next Friday for another deep dive. But remember this, comfort might feel good today, but it can quietly cost you the life you're trying to build. So that being said, stay disciplined. Keep showing up because around here we believe one thing. Success doesn't shout. It shows up. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.